Yes, how we doing people? And today's video, as the title suggests, we're going to be going over how to make your own training program at home. So with this video I've set it up into a simple 5-step process, so obviously you can just go through each step and develop your own training program at home. So before we get into the steps, I do want to say that I am now coaching people one-to-one, so I did release a full video on my Instagram explaining what this entails, so if you want to go watch that, go watch that. But in summary, you'll get a full training program, a full nutrition program if you want one, and then as well I will do a breakdown video where I'll perform every exercise in your program and do a voiceover, you know, how I want you to perform them, etc. And I forgot to say, this program will be fully customizable to whatever equipment you have access to, whether that be nothing, whether that be a few dumbbells, whatever you've got, I can make a program for you. So if this sounds like something you'd be interested in, please message me on Instagram, or if you just drop me an email to this email address, then I can help you out. Right, now the self-promo is done, let's get into the video. Right, so step uno, see that, bilingual. Step 1 is going to be assess the equipment you have access to. Now, obviously this is going to vary from person to person. You may have no equipment, you may have a set of dumbbells, you may have a kettlebell, whatever you have. Assess what you've got and literally write down a list of every single exercise you can do. This is because obviously to develop a full program you're going to need as many exercises as possible, and depending on what equipment you have access to, this will be limited. Do some research. Like I said, if you've only got body weight, research body weight workouts, just write down the exercises, try them out, write down the ones you like. Maybe you might have to do some that you don't particularly like, but you know, need must at these times. Right, so once you've got that down, you've got all your exercises, what you're going to do. Step 2 is going to be assess how often you are going to train. So ideally you want to be hitting each muscle group twice a week, or if you can 3 times a week, because muscle protein synthesis only takes about 48 hours, so enough of the bro splits. You don't need to be hitting biceps on one day and absolutely destroying them. It's a much better idea to, you know, space out your workouts and try and hit every muscle group, like I said, minimum 2 times a week, ideally. If you can 3. And when you are deciding how often you are going to train, a general rule of thumb I like to follow is, alright, put down how many days you're going to do. So if, let's say for example, I go, you know what, I can train 5 times a day, I then will always knock a day off. So you're like, Joe, why are you doing that? I've just said I can do 5, why are you making me do 4? And the main reasoning for this is that, you know, some weeks you're not as motivated, some weeks you may be busier than other weeks. So if you go with the 4 weeks, you're much more likely to adhere to this, and at the end of the day, that's what I'm here for. I don't want people making programs that are the best, most optimal programs, but they can't adhere to them. Because at the end of the day, fitness should be a part of your lifestyle, not just something that you dip in and out of. Okay, and step number 3 is going to be assess how you're going to progress your workouts. Now, unless you have access to adjustable dumbbells, or you know, like a barbell with actual weights on it, you're not going to be able to progress your home workouts with just weight. But this doesn't mean you can't progress through your workouts. You know, you can increase reps, you can improve time under tension, you can increase sets. So just to give you some rough guidelines, if your primary goal is muscle hypertrophy, you know, building muscle, then ideally you probably want to stay in the 8 to 15 rep range. Anything higher than this, you then tend to go into the more endurance training. So if that's your style, then feel free to go a bit higher. But if you're here just to simply, you know, look good, build muscle, then I would say stick within 8 to 15 reps. And with certain exercises, obviously, there's only a certain amount of reps and sets you can do. So if you're doing, I don't know, sit-ups and you can do 5 sets of 15 reps and you're like, alright Joe, what do I do now? Then I would suggest, you know, assessing your form in terms of you might be doing the exercise correctly, but if you increase that time under tension, so you want to control the weight on the way down. But sorry, I'm going to change the exercise because it's a bit easy to explain, but with a push-up, when you're actually pushing on the way down, if you control that for about 3 to 4 seconds on the way down, then push back up, it's going to make the exercise a lot harder, use a lot more muscle fibers while you're doing the exercise. So definitely give this a try if you're hitting that top range, rep range threshold. Okay, once you've got that nailed down, you've worked out how you're going to progress your workouts, you'll then move on to step 4, which will be how you're going to stay focused during your home workout. Now, if you're like me, I definitely get a lot more distracted at home. You know, there's people in your house, there's external noise, so you've really got to work out how you're going to stay focused. So this could be in the form of the music you're listening to, so having really loud headphones so you can't physically hear people, or other things going on. This could be even, you know, limiting your workouts to a certain amount of time. So I know for me, if I go anything past an hour with these home workouts, I just tend to, you know, not get the workout finished or slack off towards the end because I just lose focus. So you could look at potentially reducing the time of your workouts. You may even set up little rituals to tell your body, you know what, it's time for a workout. So for example, you could, take a pre-workout, get the music blasting 20 minutes before you work out, and then subconsciously that might click your brain into thinking, right, okay, it's time to work out now, let's focus. Okay, once you've got all of that nailed down, you're then going to move on to step 5, which will be go and execute the plan. Now, as I touched base on earlier, you can have the best plan in the world, but if you're not adhering to it, then there's no point. But you need to understand that no matter what plan you have, if you don't put in the work, then you're not going to make progress. So I think a lot of people, they can do the steps of, right, let's make a plan, let's get this in place, da 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 da. But then when it comes to the actual workouts, you've got to have that, not even motivation, because some days you're not going to be motivated, but you've got to have that inner self-discipline, if you like, to go, you know what, I'm not feeling it today, but I'm still going to get the workout done. I'm going to trust the process and I'm going to stick to the plan. With that being said, that's all from me today. So if you did enjoy the video, please leave it a like, subscribe to the channel if you're new, and I'm out in a bit.